the incredible sacrifice that some of these folks take in order to help you deliver that whole vision. I understand there's one scene, and I don't think this is a spoiler. However, I think it's really important to talk about this, and it's such an example of what guerrilla filmmaking is really all about. The fact that you actually had one of your crew members literally took his life in his own hands to enhance one of the scenes. And I think you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, most certainly.
Where, holy smokes, you literally you're staring death in the face with every blow of an axe. Can you maybe talk to me a little bit about that as an example of that collaborative effort and how it really does translate into an effective film?
That night of filming literally almost killed me. I thought for certain I was going to die of a heart attack. There's a scene that I won't really go into why it happens or what the end result is, but there's a scene where Caleb is, as the viewer assumes, chopping part of a tree that had fallen, which is also another antagonist part of the story, which I often forget about. I focus on the ghost and the other characters, but I often forget that, believe it or not, the trees were a huge part in being an antagonizing force to Caleb, if I could spit the words out. But lo and behold, a tree falls in the backyard, and we see Caleb chopping it up. And after a few swings of the axe, blood just starts to spray his face and his shirt. And we're like, what is going on? Well, it doesn't seem like it would be that complex. You make a couple squibs, maybe you have a hose, squirt bottle, off camera, something. You wouldn't think it would be that complex. But we had multiple issues with that shoot. Either the blood was too thick to go through a tube, pump out, or once we watered it to get through the tube, it no longer looked realistic. We were just having all kinds of issues with this. And we had actually had an entire day of filming. We probably started at 10 or 11 in the morning, started filming. It's now 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And this is the last scene for the day. And the father of the little girl, Chloe, who played the ghost of Annie, her father, Jacob, steps forward and says, you know what? Let me lay under the log. Every time Caleb swings the axe, I'll throw blood in his face. I said, there's no way in hell I am going to let you do that. I'm picturing, everything's flashing in this eye. My whole entire film career is going by. And on this end, I'm going to lose my house and everything that I've worked for. And I implored him. I implored him numerous times, please, Jacob, please do not do this. I do not feel comfortable with this at all. He insisted. He said, if I need to sign a waiver, putting all the blame on me, because I'm thinking, and I do believe that it had either rained at one point that day or we were just starting to get a dew on the grass.
Okay.
And once you start getting a little bit of blood thrown at you, the axe handle becomes slippier, mixed with the moisture in the air and the dew. And so I'm picturing Caleb coming down, and I warned Ted in advance, please make it look believable, but don't put all your might into it. Well, Ted, being the method actor that he is, he gets inside the character's head and loses all control of himself. So he's literally swinging this axe as hard as he can, and Jacob's splattering the blood up. And I kid you not when I say there may have been 6 to 8 inches of space from where, and also too, had Caleb, being that he's in his own mind, in the zone, had he swung while Jacob's hand was out like this, I mean, I'm picturing fingers lopped off, everything going, the most stressful part of the entire film. But thank God nobody was injured. And the scene worked very well because of Jacob's commitment to the film and willingness to either hurt or literally kill himself.
That is fantastic. I'm so glad it worked out really well for you. I'm just thinking, even as you're talking about that and in the details, I'm like, forget the clapboard of take whatever it is. It's like, okay, here's Exhibit A that's going to end up on an evidence table in this major court case.
Yeah, yes, I was very worried about that, but you know, I mean, a lot of respect to Jacob for that. He was very adamant that we allowed him to do that and wouldn't take no for an answer. So I finally caved and, you know, trusted that I trusted that he felt safe enough and had it worked out in his mind of how he would do it safely, that because he was so insistent about it, that you know, I let him roll with it. So, but I definitely wasn't in favor of it for the most part.